You're willing to lie, cheat, steal, and as you described, even conceal killing if this dude has evidence of corpses of children in his basement because Orange Man that bad.
Wait, what?
Now I want to move on to this. Some of you might have heard this already, but this is kind of a big deal. Where you have a darling of regressives, a 5 times best-selling, New York Times best-selling author, a noted philosopher, a man who was identified as one of the leading sources of new atheism because of his courage and willingness to attack religious hegemony. Sam Harris. Now, some of you are like, who is this Sam Harris guy? I don't know who he is. And I understand that. What you need to know and understand that he is held up as an intellectual paragon to regressives in our country. I mean, they love this dude. Well, much to their disdain, he has said out loud what you and I, many of us already suspected, but with what many of his acolytes and colleagues, what they believe. He just had, look, in true Sam Harris fashion, he had the temerity to say it out loud. What am I talking about? Sam Harris admits that in his view, Orange Man is so bad that it shouldn't matter if there was a massive conspiracy to keep Hunter Biden's laptop story censored. In his view, it needed to be censored because it helped Mr. Joseph Robinette Biden get elected. In his view, it was worth undermining the fundamental rubric of our constitutional republic with democratic features called the freedom to vote and to be informed to vote. It's worth undermining that foundational bedrock principle of our republic as long as his man gets elected. I'm telling you, he said it. You can watch it and hear him say it with your own ears and eyes right now. It's clip number 1. Go.
I mean, Hunter Biden, at that point, Hunter Biden literally could have had the corpses of children in his basement. I would not have cared, right? It's like, there's nothing. First of all, it's Hunter Biden, right? It's not Joe Biden. But even if whatever scope of Joe Biden's corruption is, like if we could just go down that rabbit hole endlessly and understand that he's getting kickbacks from Hunter Biden's deals in Ukraine or wherever else, right? Or China. It is infinitesimal compared to the corruption we know Trump is involved in. It's like a firefly to the sun, right? I mean, like there's just it doesn't even stack up against Trump University, right? Trump University as a story is worse than anything that could be in Hunter Biden's laptop, in my view, right? Now that doesn't answer the people who say it's still completely unfair to not have looked at the laptop in a timely way and to have shut down the New York Post's Twitter account. Like that's a left-wing conspiracy to deny the presidency to Donald Trump. Absolutely it was. Absolutely. Right. But I think it was warranted.
Absolutely it was. Conspiracy to deny President Trump a second term in the Oval Office? Absolutely it was, but it was warranted. Now, guys, time out. Let's unpack this. And again, he said it. He said it. After he said it, he was like, ruh-roh. Did you hear him say, first of all, and I understand he means this as a description of the intensity of his perspective. But remember what he said. He said at that point, meaning in the run-up to the 2020 election, President Trump had already been in office. At that point, if he would have discovered that there was evidence on Hunter Biden's laptop of corpses of children in his basement, did you? if there were corpses of children in his basement. Do you guys see why when I tell you, when these folks try to tell me, oh, but you have to have compassion for the children. What about the social safety net for the children? What about this for the children? I've told you before, these people don't care about your children. What they care about is their ability to utilize your children for their objectives. But they don't care about your children. He literally, it could have been corpses of children in his basement. Do you think that kind of rationale may very well be why? Though we have Ghislaine Maxwell with a prison sentence, we still don't know who Ghislaine, or whatever you say her name, Ghislaine Maxwell was pimping little girls for. We don't know the people. We know she's a pimp, but we don't know who she was pimping the little girls to. Who are now women, most of them. But yeah, but we care for women. Do you really? No, listen. And unsurprisingly, these are the same folks. They don't really blink an eye when it comes to slaughtering, this is their terminology, the products of conception. Guys, and here's the thing you got to realize. This is what he really believes. And this is what the majority, the overwhelming majority of people who are called never Trumpers, what they believe as well. This is what the Twitter, the fascist books, the YouTubes, the New York Times, the Washington Post, the CNN, like Stelter, he's out, but these folks, they're like, not that big of a deal. Why? Because in their mind, no matter how egregious the wrongs are that they're covering up for, no matter how horrible it is, and here's the thing, he's presenting these things about President Trump having whatever kind of corruption, all the stuff he's talking about, the public knew about, and they still voted for him in 2016. What you're advocating for is censoring information to help your guy out. That is fundamentally anti-constitutional, anti-democratic processes. Then he goes on. Did you notice how he said this with the shrug? What if there's evidence on Hunter Biden's laptop that Mr. Biden, the father, is getting kickbacks from Ukraine? And then you hear what he threw in there? China, kind of like an underhand picture, a slider coming in. If you're getting kickbacks from Ukraine or China, Trump. So, dude, you don't, time out. So you don't have any concern about the dude potentially sitting in the Oval Office, being beholden to our greatest threat on the global stage? That don't bother you at all? You're willing to lie, cheat, steal, and as you described, even conceal killing if this dude has evidence of corpses of children in his basement because Orange Man that bad. I'm sharing this with you guys so you can get, this is a real-time, vivid human canvas for just how deranged Trump derangement syndrome is. And I would add in how deranged political sycophancy is. This dude is willing to sell the nation down the tube on top of, as he said, the corpses of children in Hunter Biden's basement, just so his dude can get in the office. I told you before, when people tell you who they are, some of y'all right now, say it with me, y'all. Believe them. When they show you who they are, believe them. And you better believe you me, Sonny, that he is saying, at that point, he said it with his chest, what a bunch of his acolytes agree with. And that's why they're like, you weren't supposed to say that out loud, man.